Hey everyone, FB here to bring you a cast of the BA Championship Canadian GP 2015. This event is hosted by the Black Angel team and every race will happen on the week after the real Formula 1 race starting at 9:30 PM CST. The race will last for about 1 hour and pit stops will be necessary for the drivers to refill their fuel during the race. If you want to participate in one of these races, then you'll have to download the Stadium F1 title pack and simply get on the server before it starts. And as we are waiting for the race to start, let's take a look at the current results. 6 races have been played so far, with the winner in the previous race being Morris89, who is also the current leader in the total standings with 192 points. Then we see Edster at 2nd, Sopra at 3rd, El Wermo at 4th, Chuck at 5th, Shumi at 6th, Losco at 7th, MC Robert at 8th, Lars at 9th and Major at 10th place. And I believe we are not live yet. So we are waiting for a player, I believe. Yes, so we are waiting for Lars to get back on the server, but it shouldn't be too long. And yeah, this of course is played on the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Canadian GP. Got a lot of stretches here, so the players will hit some very high speeds, but there are also a lot of big stops throughout the track. And penalties might be pretty frequent on this track, as we do see a lot of obstacles around the track and there's not much room to make a drift, so might be a lot of penalties, we'll see. And we're still waiting for Lars here before we'll start. Also, it might be that the best lap or the best fastest times here will be set in a pit stop lap, since if you go into the pit stop then you actually skip the first corner. You can see it here, you don't go to the right here and through this chicane, you just go straight here and will enter this stretch with a lot more speed. And for those who don't know, the players will have a widget here that shows, or not a widget, it's just part of the media tracker, but they have a icon here that shows how much fuel they have. Once it goes down to the bottom, they will get a warning message, and that means they have to enter the pit stop and stand still for 7 seconds. You can also get penalties, as mentioned, if you go outside of the track at certain places, and that means that you also have to visit the pit stop. Alright, I guess we're still waiting for Lars here, not sure what happened and why it's taking so long for him to get back on the server. But once he is here, then we'll start the race. And I guess we can take a look at the rankings a bit more as we are waiting. So again, Morris89 in the lead with 192 points. And then Edster is at 2nd with 115 points, Sopra at 3rd with 95 points, and he took 2nd place in the previous race. El Wermo at 4th with 189 points, then Chuck is only 1 point behind at 5th place. Shumi is also close at 6th. Losco is at 7th with 72 points, MC Robert at 8th with 62, Lars at 9th with 50, and then Major at 10th with 48. And he took 3rd last race, which was the Monaco GP. And Lars is soon here, says Morris89. And yeah, here he is. So he is on the server. I think we'll go live now. Or maybe he'll get some warm-ups before we start. But anyways, there's gonna be 45 laps this time, which is going to be 315 checkpoints in total. You see the checkpoint tool to the right in the round score. There's no lap counter on this server, so you just have to see the amount of checkpoints. And Lars seems to be ready, so we are going live now. Good luck and fun to the participants. We'll see how many are driving this time. Seems to be 23 players that will start. Here we go, the server is restarting. And let's follow Marius89 into the first lap. Current leader of the season. Here he is. Alright, so we are not live yet. Seems like the warm-up will repeat itself, so it's gonna be 1 more minute and then we'll finally start. Sorry about the delay. See Marius89 going through the track here. Chuck and Major in front. Chuck went over the grass there a bit, but seems like he may have avoided the penalty, or maybe you're not getting any penalties in the warm-up anyways. We also see that Javi Flyer is driving for the first time, I believe, so that's going to be interesting to see how he will do. He is, of course, very good on endurance races, such as my race, FP's Weekly. But these tracks are a bit different from those, to say the least. So we'll see how he will do. We also got Edster driving, Major as well. I think Sopra was on the server. Yes, here he is. Or he's retired actually, but he seems to be driving as well. And I think those will be the contenders to win this. Maybe also Javi Flyer if he's trained this track. But that's gonna be it. Now we are going live. This is the Canadian GP of the BA Championship 2015. The 7th race of the season. And let's follow Marius89 as we go live into the first lap. And again, there's going to be 45 laps, 315 checkpoints in total. It's gonna take about 1 hour. We saw already one player crashing hard. Stereo Gang almost brushed the wall there, but seems like he got through it. And it's Major together with Demon and Amder G in the lead. Chuck also goes up there, and Marius89 is currently at 5th place. It's very, very important that you exit these turns with as much speed as possible, so that you get good speed over these long stretches. That's going to be key to victory. And that corner is a bit tricky. Marius89 does it well. Major, though, will drop down. And it seems like it's Javi Flyer who is in the lead ahead of Demon. And here comes the last chicane before the stretch leading into the finish line. The laps will be a bit shorter on this track compared to other tracks. So below 1 minute. The local record here is 58.14. And looking at the top, it's now Demon who takes the lead. A couple of hundreds ahead of Javi Flyer. I don't know if Demon has played in this race before. Maybe he has. Good turn there from Javi Flyer. He's taking a look at his rear view. As we see Demon losing a bit of speed there, so Javi Flyer can extend his lead. And Demon will try to close the gap. But right now it's Javi Flyer in the lead. Demon at 2nd, Marius89 at 3rd. Then we have Edster at 4th place. Sopra at 5th. Actually, Chuck now at 5th. Sopra at 6th place. Amder G at 7th. Probably not pronouncing that right. Losco at 8th. Fat Silla at 9th place. We got Link, who I believe took 4th place in the Monaco GP. Currently at 10th place. Cousin is driving at 11th. Major at 12th place, took 3rd in the previous race. Soren at 13th place. Lars at 14th. MC Robert at 15th. We got Torvald at 16th position, ahead of Pirona at 17th. Mishma at 18th. Kira von Black at 19th. Fear and Star will pass actually. Kira von Black down to 20th. And here is Cry, who will get a penalty after a crash. So we see here that the screen is also fading into black. It will start doing that 1 minute after you get the penalty, or 1 minute after your fuel runs out, I believe. So once it turns black, you have to respawn, since you that's the only way to remove the pitch black. So we'll see if Cry will be able to reach the pit stops. Doesn't look like it. So he will have to respawn, unless this is a bug. Sometimes the warning message shows even though the player can still see, and that seems to be the case for Cry. As you see, you can still see where he's going, so that's a bit annoying. Sometimes don't know when the bug is there and when the player actually got a penalty. Here is Sydney at 24th place, and that is the current last player. Stereo Gang has retired, and Sydney goes into the pit stop now. Interesting. Already got the fuel empty, which is interesting. Why that happened? Because Hobbyflyer still got half the tank left. But it's a bit buggy, I think, with this media tracker, so might be the reason. So Hobbyflyer is still in the lead. Let's see how far ahead of Demon he is right now. He is a bit further ahead, I mean. Maybe 2 seconds or so. So he seems to know this track well. Actually, we can take a look at the Dedimania record. He does have the fastest time, 58.14. So he does know the track very well, and I'm definitely considering him a big favorite, knowing that. We'll see how he does the pit stops though, since I don't think he's very familiar of that kind of format. And Morris 89 overtaking Demon now over the stretch, going up to second place. Great turn though from Demon. And Hobbyflyer seems to have made a mistake. Not having good speed at all over this stretch, and Demon now going up to first place. And it's getting close now. Sopra also shows up here in the top. And he might take over the lead, in fact. Whoa, nice little cut there from Sopra, cutting the grass a bit. Seems to not have given him a penalty. And now Sopra in the lead. In the meantime, Morris A9 seems to have clipped the wall. And he's gonna go down to 4th place. So a pretty close race so far. And we'll soon see the players entering the pit stop. Of course, there might be some strategy when you enter the pit stop. Some players might go for one more lap, and with that risking that you will have to respawn, because as I said, the screen will turn black. But if you're able to get one more lap in it while the screen is fading to black, that could be a good strat, depending on when the race ends. As we see Kier from Black getting overlapped. Sopra still in the lead, still haven't won a race in the season. Oh, as he too will crash. Going through the turn there. Morris A9 will pass him as well. And Sopra down to 4th place. Lots of action here in the start of this race. Now it's Hobbyflyer versus Demon again. Great turn there from Demon. Able to build up a small lead over Hobbyflyer. And I believe he may drive 1 or 2 more laps before entering the pit stop. And yeah, El Wormo seems to not be playing, but I believe he's studying for a test. That's why he's not playing. He should be back at the end of the month. I think he packed down his computer just to focus on his studies completely. And now Demon has received the warning message. We'll have to enter the pit lane for refueling. We'll see if he will do it on this lap or if he will drive one more. Coming up to the pit stop now. I think he may enter it because there might not be enough time to drive one more lap. It really depends on when you get the warning message. So I'm not so sure if he will take that risk, as we see his screen starting to fade to black now. So yeah, it may have been possible, it would have been closer, but here is the pit stop. So now the player will have to see through this 7-second long animation before they can start driving again. Now their tank is full. I believe all players entered it. No, Marius89 did not enter it actually, so he will go up to second place here. Interesting though that he did not pass Demon, because I believe he was pretty close to him. Oh, wait a minute, Marius89 has already entered the pit stop. He did it in the previous lap. Interesting. So he's gonna go for a different strat here. Hobbyflyer entered it though, and so did Sopra. So Demon, Hobbyflyer and Sopra are on the same pit stop schedule, while Marius89 is one lap earlier. Major also entered the pit stop. Edster seems to have entered it at the same time as Marius89. Link as well. Shaq entered it in the previous lap. So already some different strategies here from the players. We'll see what will work out. As we see Shaq with a good turn, able to surpass Link and gain one position. This chicane here in the end is a bit scary. You want to go through it with as much speed as possible, but it's a strong possibility that you will also mistime it and crash. And with that, getting a penalty. Chuck trying to catch up to Edster at 6th position. Oh, goes a bit too outside of the road. I was pretty sure he would get a penalty there, because in the warm-up before the race started, you could get a penalty there, but maybe he missed it just barely. It's possible. Let's take another look here in the top. Demon about to enter another lap. And now Hobbyflyer is at 2nd place. So Marius89 all over the place here. Goes up and down in the rankings. And it's starting to be a bit more distance between the players in the top, as we have passed 73 checkpoints so far out of 315 in total. Here is Sauron at 10th place, behind Losko and ahead of Kassin. No one in sight though. Actually, Losko is in front of him. So we'll see if he can catch up to him. Best time... no wait, that's not going to be usable. Yeah, I wish you could see the best times and the last time of the players, but you can only see that in time attack for some reason. Would be useful if you could see it in laps mode as well. Alright, seems to be pretty close here between Sopra and Hobbyflyer, and as I say that, Sopra will pass Hobbyflyer, who drops down to 4th position. And we also see Piranha being overlapped, and he is at 18th place right now. Marius89 about 1 corner ahead of Hobbyflyer. Sopra a bit closer. And Demon now 1 checkpoint ahead of 2nd place. He seems to have not made any sort of mistake so far, really, and that's why he's now in the lead with a couple of seconds. Let's try to see how many seconds he's ahead. He is 4 seconds ahead of Marius89 at 2nd place. So we could see Demon as the winner if he keeps this up. But if you get 1 penalty, that could definitely change up the rankings a lot. Because not only will you lose time by potentially crashing, but you'll also have to visit the pit stop, which going to lose you maybe like, I don't know, 15 to 20 seconds. Demon will have a couple of more laps before entering the pit stop again. That's a nice turn. See him catching up a bit to Lars, who is at 11th place behind Soren and ahead of Fatzilla. Good time there from Sopra, 59.09. Only about 1 second behind the world record, so that is a really good time by Sopra, and we see him going up to 2nd place as a result. But it continues to be quite close between Sopra, Marius89 and Haviflyer. So we have a bit of a group of players here behind Demon. We'll see if they can close the gap up to Demon. It's still a long way to go, so lots can still happen, of course. We'll see how far behind Major is, who is at 5th place. He is behind with a couple of seconds here. Maybe 6 or 7 seconds behind Haviflyer. Then we have Shaq, who did win the race, or did win 2 races ago, I believe. So he's done well in the past. Right now, though, only at 6th place. Edster has been on the podium a couple of times, and he's now in the pit stop, which makes me think that Marius89 also entered the pit stop. So Edster at 7th. Let's see if he will keep that, or if okay, Link's gonna also enter it, of course. Demon will not enter it yet, nor will Sopra. Marius89 will enter it now. And that means that Haviflyer will pass him, at least for the moment, because he will drive 1 more lap, I believe. Yes, he got enough fuel to do that. So now we see the screen fading to black, but Marius89 got enough time. And Marius89 is back on the track here, so Haviflyer goes up to 3rd. Him and Sopra are on the same schedule, and so is Demon, who's now not that far ahead of Sopra anymore. So Demon might have crashed somewhere on the track, and Sopra seems to be driving good right now. Already set a low 59 time. Seems to be keeping a good pace, and may actually go up in the lead now after another poor turn here from Demon. Did not get as much speed out of the turn. And Sopra is slowly but surely getting closer as he gets the warning message. Both Demon and him will enter the pit stop, and Sopra almost passing before entering it. Let's see who will be in front after this pit stop. We also see that Link and Sauron improves their times. 59.27 by Link and 1 minute 54 hundredths by Sauron. And Demon and Sopra almost side by side leaving the pit stop. And you see here also that you skipped the first corner, so I believe the fastest times are set in this lap here after you leave the pit stop. So we have an interesting battle now between Demon and Sopra. Let's see how long it will last. It's Demon right now with the advantage, but we have only passed 115 checkpoints out of 315. So it's a long way to go, and here comes Sopra, eager to pass Demon and take over the lead. Still have not won a race. And now he is at 1st place. Demon goes down to 2nd after being ahead with 4 seconds at one point. Let's see where Haviflyer is. Okay, he's 1 stretch behind the top 2 players. And then Marius89 a couple seconds behind Haviflyer at 4th. Major at 5th place. Seems to be getting closer to the top 4 players. Shaq at 6th. Not really that close to Major. Link He is now at 7th place, has passed Ezzer, who falls down to 8th. As we see Sopra with another 59-second time, 0.01 this time, and also Shuck with a great time, 59.17. Then we have Losko at 9th position, ahead of Sauron at 10th. Lars at 11th. And Fat Scylla at 12th, not far behind Lars. MC Robert is next up at 13th place. And here is Cousin now down to 14th. Piranha is just behind him at 15th and now in front of him as well, so he will go up to 14th place. At 16th position we have Laximus, who loses a bit of speed. Will be overtaken by Soren and Losko. Here is Amder G, who started off in a great way, but now is down to 17th place. May have gotten some penalties, who knows. And next up is Torval, who is 2 checkpoints behind Amder G, so there's a bit of a gap down to Torval. Furen Star also with the same amount of checkpoints at 19th position. Then we have Cure from Black at 20th. And Sydney at 21st with the penalty message. And that seems to be the last player. Yes, so we are down to 21 active players at the moment. Let's go back to the top and follow this exciting battle between Demon and Sopra. Demon on Sopra's heels right now. Might see some changes in the top here, taking over first place from each other. Oh, Demon goes outside on the grass, but Sopra seems to have brushed the wall. And that's gonna allow Demon to take over that first place once again. Oh, and a slowdown from Sopra. Sometimes when you hit the curb, the red and white road on the side, you can get a slowdown. And that seems to have happened to Sopra, and he also had to slow down a bit, otherwise he would have hit the wall. So not a good moment there from Sopra, and Demon now suddenly is ahead with 3.5 seconds almost. So that's how quickly it can change. That's gonna allow perhaps Javi Flyer to get a bit closer to Sopra as well. Seems like that is the case. Okay. Survived through the corners. And then we have Morris A9 now have seems to have lost a bit of time on Javi Flyer at 4th. And let's see if oh, Shaq with the penalty here as he enters another lap. So I think this is a bug probably, because otherwise he wouldn't have entered this next lap. It's weird though how this always seems to happen. It's a bit unfortunate. Then we have Major at 6th place. He was at 5th, I believe, so have allowed Shuck to pass him. Oh, and now Morris A9 is suddenly up to 3rd place. And it looks like Javi Fire has crashed. He has maybe gotten a penalty. So we'll see if he will enter the pit stop here. Seeing as Morris A9 did pass him, but maybe not, because he is continuing to drive. It is the first time though that he is playing with this format, so he maybe not familiar of the way it works. I'm just gonna wait and see once the screen turns black if he will respawn or not. Otherwise it's a bug. Catches up on Morris 89 and will pass him. As we see the screen turning black now, so we'll see what Javi Flyer will do. He will actually have enough time here to enter the pit stop in this lap, I think. It's gonna be close, but I think he will have enough time. But he's not gonna do that, so I think this may be a bug. Maybe it's just not working at all, because yeah, that might be the reason. So yeah, it's gonna turn black, but Flyer seems to be seeing the road still, so it's another bug with the media tracker. And now Sopra is suddenly in the lead here, as I was following Flyer. Sopra back at first place, Demon down to second. And these two players will soon enter the pit stop for the third time, I believe. Gets the warning message now. Demon still far ahead of Flyer and Morris A9, it seems. So right now, this is a fight between Sopra and Demon for first place. One of them will win the race for the first time this season. And Demon will go for one more lap, so will Sopra. Should be more than enough time to do so. As we see Sydney getting overlapped. And Shuck now up to third place, Major up to fourth, but I believe that's because Flyer and Morris A9 visited the pit stop. At least that's what I'm going to assume. Alright, here comes Demon into the pit stop. Sopra has already entered it. Let me just see here. Major just in front of Flyer actually, and he's gonna get the warning message now, and I believe Flyer has already entered it. Yes, he got a full tank. So for a moment here, Major and Shuck, as we can see in front, are ahead of Flyer, and if the race ends at this point, then that would be very beneficial for Shuck and Major. And then I believe also Morris A9 got a full tank at fourth place. So we once again got Sopra, Demon, Flyer and Morris A9 at top 4, followed by Shuck at 5th, Major at 6th, Edster at 7th, Link at 8th, Losco at 9th, Soren at 10th, Fat Silla at 11th, MC Robert at 12th, Lars at 13th, Piranha at 14th, Amder G at 15th, Cousin at 16th, Laximus at 17th, Torval at 18th, Fear and Star at 19th, Kier from Black at 20th, and Sydney at 21st. And we also see Morris 89 improving his Denimania record, 59.66, which is half a second slower than Sopra's best time so far in this race. So that is a potential explanation as to why Sopra is leading. We have passed 176 checkpoints now out of 315. And here is the current leader, Sopra La Cavala, for the Black Angel team. Looking to win this race, the Canadian GP. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And yeah, of course, these tracks are all made by MC Robert from Black Angel team, using custom objects. And then the pit stop is made in the media tracker of the game. Oh, and we see Sopra hitting the wall. Will that allow Demon to catch up to him? No, not completely, but almost. So it's once again getting close between Sopra and Demon. As we see Demon now going a bit too wide. Will slow down. And that's not... Well, it could have been worse, but you never really want to crash exiting a turn like that. Especially not on these kind of tracks where the stretches are so long compared to normal Trackmania courses. And then, unless something drastic happens, then it will be a fight all the way to the end between Sopra and Demon, because at this moment I don't see Flyer and Morris A9 catching up to them. Flyer, well, Flyer is 5.5 seconds behind. It seems like Morris A9 has lost additional time, is now almost 11 seconds behind Sopra. Or I think he was over 11 seconds behind Sopra, so Marius89 seems to not get on the podium this week. I believe he's been on the podium every time he's played so far. And of course, he is the current leader. And no one is really close to him. He's gonna get a lot of points this week as well, but the others should catch up to him a bit, especially Sopra, if he keeps this up. I believe first place will give you 30 something points. And now Sopra cannot even see Demon. Okay, there he is. Thought he was even further behind, but no, it's still very close here between Sopra and Demon. Soon having passed 200 checkpoints. And Sopra is through another lap. Before the race started, I thought we would see a lot of penalties, but seems like we've only seen fake penalties so far. So I guess I was completely wrong about that. As we see Marius89 losing a bit of speed here again. At least it looked like he did. So the trend is that he's not really catching up to Hobbyflyer. And well, Shaq is 2 checkpoints behind Marius89, so it seems like those positions will stand. Edster 2 checkpoints behind Shaq. And we see Major close to Edster. So they may have an exciting fight for 6th position. See if they are on the same schedule. No, they are not at all, actually. Very different fuel schedules here for Edster and Major. Link says he got a penalty message here, but I'm not going to trust that. I guess we could wait and see though. Oh, he will crash hard here. Huge crash from Link. Not gonna lose any positions. Losco. Oh, Losco also crashing at the same part, it seems. And we also see Demon overlapping Link. Not sure if you get a penalty if you just hit the walls. I think it might just be if you actually go outside of the track, like on the grass and the sand. Okay, Link will actually enter the pit stop now, so it could be that he did in fact get a penalty. Off he goes. Let's see if Losco also did enter it. No. Says he also got a warning message, but he will have to enter the pit stop anyway because his fuel is almost empty, so... And it seems like Cousin is no longer driving after getting a penalty after he exited the pits. So he is out of the race as well. So we are down to 20 players. As we see Losco getting the fuel is over message. But let's go to the top because Demon is back to first place. Where is Sopra? He is kinda far behind, but still within reach to Demon. They will go through one more lap and then entering the pit stop for maybe the last time. It could be one more after this. I'm not entirely sure about that, but we are getting down to the conclusion now. We are halfway through the race and it still seems like it will be a battle between Demon and Sopra. It would be cool if you saw them really close to each other as they enter the last lap. As we saw Shumi and Marius89 doing in the Bahrain GP. I believe that was race 4, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe race 3. I'll see MC Robert and Sauron improving their best times. Alright, so here is Sopra and Demon into the pit stop. Could this be for the last time? Demon will start driving now, and here is Sopra leaving the pit stops. And Hobbyflyer is not on the same schedule as you see, so he will maybe go up to second place. Oh, gets a bump there. But no, he's not gonna stay in front of Sopra. He may have done so if he did not get that bump. But yeah, that's gonna make it pretty interesting actually, because, well, if the race ends at that point, then it's possible that Hobbyflyer could take this win. But that seems to be his only chance at this moment, because otherwise he's just too far behind. Oh, as Sopra hits the bollard. Big crash there from Sopra, and that's gonna put Demon in the lead with up to 10 seconds. Oh, well, maybe not that much, but like at least over 5 seconds. I'm pretty certain of. We'll see the checkpoints here. Yeah, he's 10 seconds in front of Hobbyflyer right now. That is a critical crash from Hobbyflyer, and now Demon got a great opportunity to win this race. See if you can take advantage of that. And Hobbyflyer has gone up to second place momentarily. Well, actually he did almost have the same... I guess he entered the pit stop one lap before Sopra. Oh, Sopra with another huge crash! Comes to a complete stop, and Morris89 will pass him as well. Oh, that is unfortunate for Sopra. Was driving so well earlier, and now it's all in vain here. It's down to 4th position. Ah, that is too bad for Sopra. Still staying in front of Chuck at least. His teammate at 5th position. But Sopra down to 4th. And that's gonna mean that... well, no, actually, Demon is still about 10 seconds in front of Hobbyflyer, I believe. No, never mind. He's now only 4 seconds in front of Hobbyflyer. Did Demon now crash? What's going on here? Lots of changes in the top all of a sudden. And I guess Sopra may have gotten some penalties from those crashes as well, so he's gonna lose additional time. If so, since he needs to visit the pit lane. Sopra now passing the 242nd checkpoint. Not that many laps left to go. But it's possible he's starting to feel the pressure a bit. And it's still a chance for Hobbyflyer to catch up to him. All it takes is one major mistake here from Demon, and Hobbyflyer would probably pass him. Can see Demon now at the end of the stretch. Oh, Demon! Facing the wrong way! What a crash there from Demon, and Hobbyflyer up to 1st place! Wow, I did not expect that. Demon had a 10-second lead, and now Hobbyflyer goes up to 1st place. Demon down to 2nd. And it's not much left of the race. Here's Morris89. Will he also catch up to Demon? Demon and Sopra has such a big lead. But now they are kind of crumbling in the end of the race. Yeah, Morris89 is not that far behind Demon. Sopra, has he got a penalty here again? He's gonna pass the pit stops now. And it seems like he's not gonna enter it. Oh, and he crashes again. This is not Sopra's race. That's for sure. 60 more checkpoints or so, or 70 left of this race. And Hobbyflyer now ahead with 4 seconds of Demon. 7 seconds even. Did the Demon crash again? It seems to be the same distance more or less down to Marius89 at 3rd place. Kinda wanna follow Harvard Flyer here and see if he will make any mistakes. If I base it on my race, then I'm gonna say he's not gonna make any mistakes. He's very good at keeping his lead in that event. So I wouldn't bet on it. I think we might actually see Harvey Flyer winning this after all. Oh, did he grasp the... or brush the wall? I think he did. That's gonna cost him a bit of time since this is a very long stretch. Gives Demon a bit of hope, but he's still behind with 7.5 seconds, so it seems like he's lost a bit more time even. As we are entering yet another lap, Harvey Flyer will have to enter the pit stop one more time, as will all other players, and I think this is gonna mean that we will not see any funky schedule pit stop happening in the end. Because this timing, I think, will prevent that from happening. Yeah, Harvey Flyer is keeping that 7-second lead over Demon. As he will now enter the pit stop for the last time. And this pit stop system here is made in the media tracker of Stadium. So it's not a mod, I believe. Harvey Flyer through to the next lap. Demon now leaving the pit stops. Unless something drastic happens in the end, I believe Harvey Flyer will take it. Demon now hitting the wall. Not what he needed at all. And here is Marius89 at 3rd place. Seems to be quite far behind Demon. Oh, and now Harvey Flyer seems to have crashed. Yeah, he seems to have very low speed entering this stretch, but as long as Demon continues to crash, then he can afford that. He's now 8 seconds ahead of Demon, so yeah, that's a pretty comfortable lead. Still, a penalty could change everything, so we've seen that in prior races. Not gonna count it out yet. And if you want to play in this race, you have to download the Stadium F1 title pack in the Mania Planet store. It's a free download. And that's basically it. You don't have to sign up or anything, you just have to get on the server before the race starts. And the track that will be played on is available to practice on throughout the week. Alright, Harvey Flyer closing in on that 300 checkpoint mark. Still got 15 more to collect. And then there's only 50 more after that. And then the race will end. Okay, where is Demon this time? He's not even entered the last stretch yet. He's now 13 seconds behind. Harvey Flyer continues to lose time. And I more or less can say now that Harvey Flyer will take home this race. Now is the question more that if Demon will keep that 2nd place, because Marius89 is definitely getting closer to him. Let's just run through the rankings here. Sopra was at first place, but now down to 4th after a couple of crashes. Shuck, his teammate, at 5th place. We got Major at 6th, in front of Edster at 7th, and Losco at 8th. Soron is at 9th place, and Fatzilla is at 10th. Then we got Lars at 11th, and Link down to 12th place. No, wait, he's not even driving anymore, so Link has quit or disconnected. He's gonna go down in the rankings here. Everyone will get or gain one more position. Amder G up to 12th, Piranha at 13th, MC Robert will go up to 14th, Laximus to 15th, Torval to 16th, Fear and Star to 17th, Kier from Black to 18th, and Sydney will go up to 19th place. Let's continue following Javi Flyer. 2 more checkpoints, and then he only got 15 more checkpoints after that. Let's see how long it takes before Demon hits that corner. We'll leave it now. And we'll be behind with 12 seconds, so he has gained 1 second on Javi Flyer since last time. But at this time it's just not enough. He will have to rely on Javi Flyer getting a penalty, I believe. He will end up crashing again in that wall. We've seen that a couple of times from several players. But yeah, at this point Javi Flyer just needs to focus on not getting any penalties, and he should be good to go. And now only got 10 more checkpoints to pass. So after this lap, only 1 more lap remaining, I believe, for BX3 Javi Flyer. About to overtake Kier from Black, who enters the pit stops. Alright, so I believe this is the final lap for Javi Flyer, entering it far, far ahead of Demon. See where he is. He is entering it now. And at this point, Javi Flyer can even afford getting the penalty. It's not gonna matter at this point. So he can afford driving a bit riskier even, if he wants to, but I don't think he does. He's just gonna take it easy here and get past the corners on his way to win the Canadian GP of the BA Championship 2015. The first win for Javi Flyer in this 2015 season. After this stretch, I believe there's only 1 corner left. He's going zigzagging here over the stretch as a sign of victory. And here is the last chicane. Not gonna bother getting the drift, and that's gonna be it. Javi Flyer wins the race. Congratulations to him. And then Demon seems to have gotten a penalty, but at this point it's not gonna matter. He's gonna take 2nd place, still ahead of Marius89, who is up next. And a 10-minute timer has now started for everyone else to try and finish as well. Marius89 gets on the podium and takes 3rd. Not that far ahead of Sopra, who will take 4th. And then we have Shuck, still a couple of seconds left before he will also finish. And no one is close to him either. Edster is 1 checkpoint behind, so Shuck will take 5th. And here is Edster. Also he is far ahead of his nearest opponent. Not very close here in the end of the race, but can't have all the races ending in an exciting way, I suppose. So Edster through the final stretch will take 6th. And here is Major entering the pit stop for some reason. Doesn't really have to do that. But he is really far ahead of Losco, so he's gonna finish it off in style and take 7th. And here is Losco. He got 1 more lap to go even before he will finish. He is 2 checkpoints or 1 checkpoint ahead of Soren. Got the penalty, but once again does not matter. as the clock is ticking down. Soon only 8 minutes remaining. Usually a couple of players unfortunately not able to finish. Losko will not have that much visibility here in the end, but more than enough still to just drive straight here. You don't even have to steer or anything. And he will take 8th place. Next up is Soren for Skyline. He is on the last lap, I believe. Or wait, is he? Oh, as he hits the cones. Huge crash there from Soren. I guess he is not on the last lap. Weird. Says he got 311 checkpoints. Oh, he's in... Okay, okay, weird. So now he says he got 315. So Soren will take 9th. Here is Fatzilla. There he is. He is also on the last lap, it seems. Will crash. Is anyone close to him? Yes, in fact, Lars is not that close, not that far behind, but seems like Fatzilla will take that 10th position after all. Just the final chicane left. And here is the stretch leading into the finish for Fatzilla, taking 10th position. Next up is Lars, who, as you can see, is not that far behind. And we'll have to settle for 11th position. Then we have Amder G driving through the pit stop. In the end, will take 12th place. And then Piranha is next. Furen Star is not on the same lap. And Piranha will end up taking 13th place. 6 minutes left on the clock now as we follow MC Robert on his way to the finish line. He is on the last lap, got 2 more checkpoints to pass. And is actually, whoa, Laxmus is very close to him. If MC Robert messes up this last chicane, Laxmus could maybe pass him. Here we go. It's not going to be the case though. MC Robert goes through it without any mistakes and will take 14th place ahead of Laxmus at 15th. Then we have Torval at 16th. And he is, I believe, 2 laps ahead of Furenstar, so won't be any problems for Torval, taking 16th position. 5 minutes left on the clock now. Oh, big crash. We'll have to back it up. Oh, and Kier from Black will pass, but he is not on the same lap, no. How many players do we have left playing? It's 4 players. Sydney with 288 checkpoints. We'll see if that's gonna be enough. There's gonna be enough time for Sydney to finish as well. I think the other 3 players though could make it. Torval will for sure. Can't even afford crashing a bit more here in the end. Is on the final stretch. And will take 16th place. Alright, next page. We got Furenstar with 303 checkpoints at the moment. Got 1 more lap after this one. Soon 4 minutes left on the clock, but should have more than enough time to make it. And then, yeah, I think Kira from Black should also make it, but I'm not so certain about Sydney. And by the way, I might not be able to cast the next race of the BA Championship, since I will be away on a trip, it seems, during that time. So unfortunately I won't be able to cast it. It's really not what I want, but yeah, it's just will have to happen, it seems. Alright, so Furenstar into the final lap now. And Kira from Black has now passed the 300 mark. Sydney with 3 more checkpoints. Maybe it will be enough for those guys as well. And in the meantime, the players who have finished are chatting it up in the chat. It was kind of an interesting race actually. Not an exciting end to it, but lots of changes in the top. We had, I mean, we basically had Heavy Flyer, Demon and Sopra all being at first place, and I think I said that they would all win at some point. Morris A9 might have been at first place too at some point of the race, but in the end it was Heavy Flyer who took it. Star will finish at 17th place, and next up is Kira from Black, now entering the final lap. And Sydney is not that far behind with 2 minutes left on the clock, so I believe the players who are still driving should be able to finish here. That's nice. Since one lap takes about 1 minute to drive. Alright, just a stretch and then the final chicane left for Kira from Black to pass. One minute 25 seconds left on the clock. So Kira from Black will finish the race, takes 18th position. And now we only got one more player left, it's Sydney, who is also on the final lap here. 3 more checkpoints to go. 1 minute left on the clock. Should be enough time. Just got this stretch left and then the final chicane. And that's gonna be it. And here is the final stretch. Sydney, the last player to finish, will take 19th position. So that's gonna be the end of the race. Before we go here, let's summarize. It's Heavy Flyer wins it in his first attempt ahead of Demon and Marius 89 at third place. And we can take a look at the rankings as well. Marius 89 will continue to keep his first place. Sopra, though, I think may pass Edster, it's possible. And then Heavy Flyer will still stay outside of the top 10 despite winning. But yeah, that's gonna be it. The next race is on the 22nd in June, but as I said, I probably will not be able to cast that one, unfortunately. But maybe someone else will. In any case, that's gonna be it. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya!